Hey guys, good to see you again. Welcome back to my channel. So today I already prepped my skin with step 1, which was my foundation, and step 2, which was my concealer. My L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation and my Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. Now I'm going in with my Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and with that I'm using my E.L.F. I don't know what brush it is, but the bristles are very dense. So before I do that, I actually go in with my beauty blender and just use the pointy side to take away any of the creasing lines that I would get from concealer. And told please, my hair was bothering me, so I used this very weird hairband thing. And so here I am now just using the E.L.F. brush to set the translucent setting powder under my eyes and on top of my eyes. Here I pause trying to figure out what's next when it's clearly eyeshadow by Carli Bybel. It's the Carli Bybel palette. And now I'm going in with this banana cream colored pigment, and I'm using that all over my eyes just to make a clean base and extend that up towards my brows as well. Next, I'm going in with this mauve shade, which has undertones of pink, and I'm just using that to define my crease. So I'm blending that out up in the crease and just slightly above the crease as well. I'm always lip singing. So next I go into this corduroy shade, which is what it was called, from the Lorac Pro palette, the Mini Vision, and I'm taking that on an E.L.F. Precision angled brush, and I'm just using that to define my crease much more sharply. Next I go back into that same mauve shade and just use that to blend the two colors around so that there's no harsh lines. Using this deep burgundy shade, I'm just placing that on the outer corners of my lids and defining the crease a little more with that, but mostly the outer edges of the crease. Again, I pause to lip sing. Now just blending the burgundy on my other eye. Next I go into this very pinky pearly shade, and it has a very metallic shimmer to it, and I love this shade. It's so pigmented, you can use it as a highlight. So I'm just placing this on the inner third of my eyes and also extend that towards the inner corner of my eyes for an inner corner highlight. I think I just said inner about like 5 times. Going back into that same mauve shade that we used earlier to define the crease, I'm just once again blending all of those shades out together so there's no harsh edges. And again with the burgundy shade, I go in and blend everything out together. And just intensify any like pigments where I need to. Going into this very olive brown shade, I'm just using that to add some more color and depth to the outer edges of my whole entire shadow look. And just extend that out and into a wing almost. Using that banana cream shade, I'm just using that to kind of clean up any darkness on top of my lids and towards near my brows, because you don't want any messiness around the shadow. And just cleaning up any other fallout or anything like that. Using this plum mauve shade, I'm just gonna put that in between the pearly metallic pink and the burgundy from earlier, just to kind of add a transition color between the two. Now going in with an E.L.F. angled shading brush, I'm using that same burgundy shade that I used on top of my lids to smoke it out underneath my eyes, just near the waterline. Taking an E.L.F. flat concealer brush, I'm just gonna take that same olive brown shade right there and just smoke it out a little more with that burgundy shade and just kind of mix the two together to add some more depth underneath my eyes. Using this CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus black eyeliner, I'm just gonna take that on the upper rim of my eyes and just tight line them. Oh my god, the amount of times this pokes your eyes and makes them water, as it's doing to me right now. I do this on days where I don't wear liquid eyeliner or anything like that because it gives your eyes a more bolder look. So now I'm going in with my NYX Wonder Pencil in a white shade, and I'm just aligning my bottom waterline with that. If you use a light color on your waterline, it makes your eyes pop and look bigger. And because I don't want to touch my face with my makeup contaminated fingertips, I'm just using my beauty blender to help me not do that. And now going with my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, I'm using that as my first coat of mascara. This mascara is great for volumizing your lashes, so I use it mainly near the root of my lashes. But I do coat it with my Loreal Telescopic mascara, and this really lengthens your lashes, so I use kind of like a two-way strategy. Now it's time for brows. I'm using this NYX brow pencil. It's their new micro brow pencil. So right now I'm just combing my brows with the spoolie on the end of it. I would say this brow pencil is supposed to be like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Although I've never tried that, I feel like these two are very similar. So I guess I'm trying a version of that out today because this is my first time using it. So I'm filling in my brows as I normally would. I'm just kind of building the shape that my brows already have and just filling in the arch and any bald spots. The micro brow pencil is specifically made for being able to really get in there with tiny strokes of, filling in hair strands. Just like the Brow Wiz and any pencils that have a precise point and tip, a very tiny round one. So it's easier to do that towards the front of your brows. I gotta say I wasn't too fond of the micro brow pencil. I guess that's just not my type. I'm more of a Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer type. I guess I just like the more thick, defined, and angled tip. It helps you do your brows faster and more volumized. But I guess it's just based on preference. And now here I am going with the spoolie and just brushing out my brows to give it that more natural look. Now it's time to warm up the face with bronzer. I'm using my Rimmel London bronzer in Sundance and just using this random brush that I've been using for years. And just warming up the outer corners or edges or hollows of my face. I'm taking that up towards my forehead and my temples, and then my chin, and underneath my lips, just give it that pout. Now it's time to contour the face with my Maybelline Master Contour Kit in the shade Light to Medium. Using that same brush, I'm just contouring the hollows of my face that my cheekbones form. again, I'm running that contour around the perimeter of my face where I would want any bronzed casted shadows. Using that same contour shade, I'm going to be using that E.L.F. angled shading brush to contour my nose. All I do is kind of run the contour shade down the bridge of my nose from the top towards my brows and bring that around near the tip of my nose. Here I'm just using my beauty blender to take away any excess pigment or get rid of harsh lines because you don't want your nose to look crazy. Now for blush, I'm going into my E.L.F. blush palette and I'm using this very peachy corally shade. I really love this blush shade. I think it's a very neutral shade to go to. But then I go back into the blush palette and I use this very hot pink, but a very light hot pink shade, just to really give it that pop of color and intensify the blush. And I'm sorry, I don't know, for some reason my lighting, you can barely see some of the intensity of these products. But now using this highlight, this very rose champagne highlight, I'm highlighting the underneath my brow bone. This highlight is gorgeous, it is amazing, I can't tell you. And using these two shades together, these two highlights together, that very bronzy gold highlight, I'm mixing those two together to highlight the high points of my face. Using that same rose champagne highlight, I take an E.L.F. dense brush from earlier and I just highlight the Cupid's bow of my lips to kind of give it that more fuller look. And then I take that same rose champagne highlight and highlight the tip of my nose and run it down the bridge of my nose. Now, wiping away all that foundation from my lips and applying some chapstick, I take this Revlon lip liner in the shade Nude and I line my lips with them. It helps to kind of smile while you're lining your lips. It creates a more firm outline for you and it helps you. It helps you not mess up at least. And then I just go ahead and fill my lips in with the lip liner. I do this to create a very mauve-y nude base for what lip product I put on next. Then I take this NYX matte lipstick in the shade Tea Rose and I just apply the lipstick. Taking that E.L.F. flat concealer brush, I'm just cleaning up any messes I made from that lipstick and clean up any lines that went outside. To top that, I'm using my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Cairo. I wanted a more nudie, mauve-y color. Hot pink wasn't doing it for me for this look. But can you sense a pattern with me? I love my nudes and I love my mauves. And that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you did. Feel free to leave comments down below of anything you'd like to see. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! bye.